My baby, he's a bad. What if I told you that I already started recording, but I came to realize that if you screen record, that's not the same as recording a video with an audio source. Who could have thought? We're back. We're here. We're outside. I just left the doctor, got my exam, and even though I've been putting this off for so long, it wasn't even that bad. I mean, I did take 3 ibuprofen prior to this because everyone's talking about this big dinosaur metal clamp that's half a football field long, and they're just gonna like rip you open with no regards to your safety. But it wasn't like that. I mean, the fire alarm did go off, so take that as you will. But yeah, that's all that was. I don't know if you can feel the slight shaking that's happening when cars drive near me. Um, but I'm not gonna let fear stop me. I feel like I look. I didn't have the earrings on earlier, so imagine no earrings, just eyeshadow on a unbeat face. Cause I don't think I can do the beat face, only because I rub my face. Like if I feel a build up, oh, this little birdie. Think I can flip the camera? No, I'm just gonna let him chill. Um. Oh yeah. So if I sweat and then I feel the sweat dry, I could rub every part of that sweat off my face. So imagine if I sweat with makeup on, then it just gets embarrassing real fast because I forget. Even with this eye stuff, I was in the doctor like, oh yeah, what'd you say? And I was like, ah. But I didn't do it that bad. And I think it looks blue, but I think I chose like gray. It's like a dark gray with cuz another thing, whenever I try to do makeup, like the last time where I was actively in the makeup space even though I wasn't doing any, cuz sometimes for school for color guard, she wanted to do some, and the way I would just done um and that was about it. But around 20, when like the James Charles and that other girl were like, I will watch some of those videos, and that's like as much makeup training I have. But imagine having makeup training from watching someone's videos but not having the products that they have. So I have my grandma got me like this like those, I don't know if they still make, they probably still make them. But I don't think they're gifted as commonly because now people want the Anastasia, this, that, the third. But um it's like one of those multi-layered boxes that just have like multitude of shades and everything in it, and I use that um just for the eyeshadows. And I have a mascara. I mean, it is old. I realized today that maybe I have to get a new mascara because I was thinking about it. I was like, I think I got that from my friends for Christmas of like 2021, and I've been using it on and off since then. And it works still, but it is like dry. I was like, okay, I get it. But then I have to start looking at which mascaras are better. And then I don't trust anybody's opinions on makeup because I remember everyone's like, "Oh, the Better Than Sex mascara? It's literally better than sex. Like it's the best mascara ever." I bought that stuff. Dud, dud. I got a sample at Macy's. Like she just randomly gave it to me of like the Chanel mascara, and that was the only time I had mascara on, and I was like, wow, I understand mascara now. Like, it's not just making your eyelashes darker to like contrast with the eyeshadow. It's like it's actually making your eyelashes like bigger. And that was the first time my eyelashes actually got bigger. So I'm kind of like, I might just have to buy another Chanel. Well, cause I got the Chanel one for Christmas. Cause the sample lasts me a long time since I barely do my makeup. So then when that ran out, I was like, guys, can for Christmas, I think I want the Chanel mascara, yeah. Um, so in my head, I want to go to Macy's and get some, but I also don't want to buy anything because I don't need anything. I don't need to have my eyelashes pop. I can use the expired one, but we'll see what I do. But the topic I actually wanted to talk about was, um, I said it. Well, you don't know because the whole thing had no audio. I'm gonna call it "Don't lean on to understandings," because nobody understands. And of course, we're all in our own journeys and we all have to discover our own lessons and this and that and learn how to cook noodles and stuff. But with that comes disagreements, right? But there's multiple ways to disagree. You could attempt to understand. You can, okay, maybe I don't understand all the multiple ways to disagree, but don't shit on me. Sorry, I don't curse. Don't on me and then show me the new toilet you just bought. Cause what you shit on me for? You know what I'm saying? And you don't. But basically, like, don't get discouraged by the people around you. And this comes in multiple ways. And I feel like I already talked about this in the first episode, but I think I've come to a new realization of the same topic, right? So, not getting discouraged on the people around you. So I think the most basic form of this is like a Debbie Downer who like just like everything that you bring to them is automatically garbage. And even if they tell you exactly what they wanted and you get exactly what they wanted, they're still going to find an issue with what they wanted because how dare you? You know? Um and also people who are just kind of similar but like everything is just wrong. Like they're perfect. They know what they need to do. They don't want to hear anybody else's stuff and they're done with it. To each their own though, but keep that away from me. And even sometimes with authority figures or higher ups or elders, I do believe in getting wisdom from those around you, but everything ain't wisdom. Some people just know a lot of stuff and never put it into play, and that's all they got for you is probabilities. They have no like that knowledge have not has not been transformed into wisdom. They're just old people who talk. And sometimes you do have to filter out the old people who talk and the people who have actually like learned in life and they're trying to put you on. I don't really say put you on. Not that much. I'm going to say they're really trying to feed you the real stuff so that you can take your own mission and do whatever you got to do. Right? No. And that's cool and dandy. Sorry for the angle change. I messed up and I can't get it back. um but yes. Sorry, let me recoup. Okay, so yes. Um and another side of that is just I'm trying to find the right way to say this cuz I understand the feeling, but the wording. Like back to my analogy, metaphor. And I want to go back to college for botany, I think. Um but that's if college is even really in my, you know, And I'm not against higher learning. It's just when I was there, it was just not for me. I was losing interest in living from school and my job. So, like, I had to leave both of it. But plus, COVID came and, uh, like, got me out of that. But side note, so I left school basically on academic probation, and I want to go back, but every time like I get help from like my sister and stuff, and I'm like, oh yeah, you know, and then she's like, oh, get your transcripts. She just sent the transcripts, and I was like, oh, I my GPA is and I've been a like, and it was just so confusing to trying to wrap my mind around why it was not working, cuz I've always done pretty well in school and I've given effort, so I don't think it was like in a way that was like, oh, uh, what's it called? I forgot the term. But when you're good at everything without trying, and then when you actually have to try, you kind of give up. And that wasn't even the case. Like I was actually trying. I was doing my assignments, but it was like the longer I was doing it without a reason, it was just making me lose all of the gumption I built up for the last 18 years. And I was like, I know death is like in my head and cycling in my head, but I know I don't want to die. So what's up with this? So I just thought the easiest solution was be to leave until I could truly figure that out. I don't know if it has something to do with trying to operate as an adult unmedicated, but I never got tested. So it was just a lot of if, ands, and maybes. And the easiest solution to me at the time seemed to just get out of it. But some days I'm like, I wish I want to learn more about plants. I'll go to school about plants. But at the time, I didn't think about going to school about plants. I mean, kinda. I was for environmental design, but even when I could find like the best courses and it explained detail what I would endure, it didn't have any appeal. You know, we're gonna talk all over the place, okay? That's just how I am. So, and starting off from, even though I know we have a whole other topic that I just stopped talking, but it's gonna come back. So, starting from me saying that it didn't have any appeal to go to school for no reason, I recently had to go back to hometown, Gary, Indiana, and um, when I'm with family and able to actually be myself, and I can be myself here too, like don't get me wrong, but just being myself around people who I haven't seen in such a long time, or since we're not near each other as much, like they have like their last memory of me, and that's kind of all they can go off of. But I'm able to, like, versus 23-year-old me versus 8-year-old me is definitely a jump. And being able to show people who I've become, who I am, and everything like that, it always gets me going. I'm like, this is a big essence of life. And I already know that because I'm already around a lot of family. But when I'm around like even more, I'm like, wow, like you really got something going on here. um, and I feel like I've also always been encouraged by my family, and I think well, no, not think. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to say I think. I've always been encouraged by my family, and I don't think I put that appreciation into my day to day mindset. Because I'll remember, like, oh, I know my parents always just expected me to do whatever I wanted, which was always comforting, but still, when you don't know what you want to do, it never feels as warm of a hug as it should feel like. it can kind of just leave you feeling absent, because of course you want to make your parents proud, but they're proud of you just being you, and you're like, oh, now I got to discover who I am. So then you got to go through all that. But even from cousins who hasn't seen me in years, they just always believed in me. And I'm like, dang, like I got to do something with this. Like I already knew I was going to do something, and I've been doing stuff forever, but I was like, okay, I really want to put my best foot forward, not just for me, but for these people who believe in me, right? And because I haven't shown them everything that I do, but even when I'm just talking to them, they believe that I should be talking to more people. And like, they're like, you should do live streams, you should do this, you should do that. And I've put my toes in multiples of waters. I've put my feet in multiple bodies of water, but I'm really trying to start swimming, you know? But I still circle around, and I don't think that jumping from thing to thing is bad. And I don't think it's ever really truly discouraged. But people are like, oh, I honed it on this one thing, and then after I got that solid, I went to the other things. And I get that, but I think I have to do it a little bit different. And that's kind of where we are right now, right? So say I have this family who believes in me, even like in from family members that I've recently lost, they've always believed in me. And I'm like, dang, I wish I could have been more of what they expected while they were still around to see. But it's too late for that now. I just have to become more of what I expect, not only in honor of them, but in honor of me and everyone who's still here to who supported me. Right. So if I got this family who supports me, believes I can do whatever and be great and whatever, why in the HE double hockey sticks would I let some friend or mentor, manager, or whatever shit on me and then show me the toilet that they just bought? I know the lines are connecting for everybody, but that is the easiest way. Because some people, they see what you're capable of. They see what you've tried that they were too scared to try. And they're going to automatically just, like, are you sure about that? Like, do you really think that, like, this is or I don't know. I don't really like that. Okay, you don't like it. I'm never talking to you about it again. Because people, even if they don't try to, and that's why, like, intentions are, like, I think intentions can, I understand intentions, but intentions can only go so far. Like, I feel like that's something that can be thrown into after an action. Like, I'm trying to think of I always try to think of examples and they don't make any sense. We're both wearing similar color outfits. Like we're going together, right? And I have this hat that matches both of our outfits. And I'm telling you, I think I wear this hat. Like I think it goes with it. And like, yeah, I wish I had that too because that was my outfit. But I'm thinking, what? Like, okay, I don't think that makes any sense. It makes sense for me because I'm like imagining it. Do you guys see in words, in pictures, or like whatever other way? I think I see all three, but it's like it depends on what channel I'm on. But no, I think my main channel is images, but it's not just the images. It's like a full 3D rendered Pixar movie. Like don't play with me, cause some of y'all be on that. Y'all be on that. I don't even know, another animator, but yeah, y'all be on that 2D. I'm on that 3D. Um. Okay. Anyway, back to the topic. So what I'm trying to say is, don't when I say don't lean on understandings, these people who think that they understand what you can do and what they can do and what they can say about you and what you've done, what you did, what you're doing. Nah, don't be discouraged by them. Don't, the person who had a negative reaction to something you created, keep that creation away from them. Because intently or not, is that even a thing? Intently? If it was their intention to or not, they did it. And if they're diminishing you on accident, be cautious. Not to instill fear in anybody about their relationships or whatever, but to be cautious, because words and energy cycle. Like, if you can speak death, you can speak life. And if you're speaking death into my creations, why would I let you see my creations? And of course they can see it, like, you can't hide everything, but don't be giving out the sources. Like, keep that inside. And you can tell when it happens, because it's just like they can be chilling, and it's not even that they get mad at you. It's just like they don't appreciate what you just, like, what you're sharing. And to each their own, but we go in our own separate ways, in that facet of life. Um, and I am in a car that's off, because if I have the car on, this camera gonna be wobbling. You want to see? Yeah. So if I start to sweat, that's why. Um, and of course, someone who does this isn't set in stone to do this forever, but you still got to keep that caution. And for me, that was a hard thing to do, because I feel like I'm very trustworthy, very, oh, you said this, I'm going to believe that you were going to do this. And even though that's not always true, it's just like, that's just my go-to to believe people, to trust people. And with me being aware that I'm so open-hearted, I don't know what the right word for that is. I know I might get hurt a lot more, but I know how to bounce back from that a lot easier. And of course, I don't want to go into situations getting hurt, but it's just, when you're like that, you just gotta know when you just learn how to heal. I don't know how to say it. So when somebody's literally dumping on you, get that, take them, like, go to a different bathroom. And let me show you, I pulled an oracle card from my chakra deck, because I already had some topics in mind. This one's been circulating in my mind for like weeks, months now, years even, but it's like each point I have on it's been growing. And let me show you the card that I got. And it feeds into what I was saying. Pretty close now. Back up, because my phone was in the sun and it was getting hot. Behind the card is that God was, he's creating the earth, right? And he comes to his friends and he's like, I've been trying to think of what colors we should do for the sky. Like, I want it to feel calming and, like, just beautiful to look at, but I just not sure what color to do. And his friends are like, well, trust your intuition. Like, you got this. Like, I believe you're gonna pick something good. You'll know the right one when you see it. And then God's like, okay. And he's flipping through the colors. It's blue. That's the color. And, he trusted himself to do it. And not only did he trust himself, but he had friends around him who believed in him. Okay? So think, how differently will you move if you knew you had people that you can be 100% with? Like 100% genuine, 100% yourself. And not only could you be yourself, but anything that you make, your ideas, anything around that center of energy, they were on your side too. So what I take from that is that some things in the circle might have to change, and not as a diss to anybody else, but just keeping that collaborative support around. On the card thing, it says powerful alliances. How can you form those? Um, and it's not even just about having yes men. It's about just people who are too critical. They like, you show them a miracle, and they just want to ask you how you did it instead of being like, boom, there's the miracle, you know, and like accepting it what it is. So if you're feeling that, look into that. Everything's not what's the word? You can't take everything. You just take what works for you. And if there's lipstick on my teeth, that's not my fault. Cause I've been trying to be a lipstick person. I'm like, oh, cause I was thinking, I was like, how do you guys have a lip color that lasts all day and it isn't shiny? It's called lipstick, duh. LOL. Um, yeah, and that's just really something that's been like, cause I know I said this in the first episode, but I just get so thankful when, not even thankful, like grateful, like every positive feeling and emotional, like I can start tearing up. Like my tear ducts are shaking. Um, whenever people are really supportive and there for you. And not just in a, oh, that's cool way, which is better than them pooping on you, but like they believe that you can do it. They want you to do it. They would even collaborate with you to do it. Like they just want this from you. Like they want your touch, your greatness in this. And whenever that happens, I'm like, whoa, who was I kicking it with? Because why do I feel like I can't do anything, or I shouldn't do anything, or that anything that I have done wasn't good enough, and I'll never be any better than that? But then when you're there and you're around it, you're like, whoa, this is awesome, bro. Is this love? Do you love me? um, and that's been the main thing. And when you get in that energy, I hope and pray that you get to stay in it, because it's so easier to create. And I think I used a lot of negative energy as my main creative outlet. Like the main source of my creative energy was negative feelings. And not that that's bad, but I think I just had so many built up thoughts, or like even little pillars in my mind that I thought I've already tackled are being built on by current things. And I'm like, whoa, let's settle that. Let's lock that down. Wait, is there a higher level? Sorry. Um of the parking garage. That's what I was looking at. And dang, see, I distracted myself. Just, and it's easy to say stay where the love is, but if you're already in a 6 out of 10 type of relations, or even 5 out of 5, no, that's too good. 5 out of 10 relationship that you've been in for 10 years, you're gonna think that that 5 out of 10 is as good as it's gonna get, and it takes a lot of courage to step away from stuff like that. And I sometimes think that I'm pretty shy, but I will be on. I am pretty courageous. I'm like you can't. You're not gonna lock me in here or thinking that I'm feeling trapped or anything, because I don't, because I'm not. Even me doing this close up with this mustache, because I, my mom was like, I think it's too soon for you to wax again, and I was like, I'll do it myself. And then I had like burns all over the place, and I barely even got all the hair off, so I just have a mustache plus burns, so it's even darker. So I gotta accept what it is, and I'm like, okay. Um, so that's that for this one. So remember, don't lean to the understandings of those. Because even when I did the polling on Instagram saying that great things are forming without you knowing, they are. But if you don't believe in them, you ain't going to see them. Oh, yeah. So also receiving help. Like, it's okay to get advice and receive help and feedback. But there's feedback and there's shit talking. And you got to remember that. But also, one of the not the lessons, but the meditations from the oracle I pulled, it says to imagine what you thought was impossible, really get it in there, and then repeat to yourself, I know this is possible. And I think I've been like that in my head forever. But when you get when doubt starts to creep in, you'll start doubting a lot more things. So as soon as that stuff starts to creep in, you shut it down. So, yes. And if and like since we can both create our realities, right? If I'm over here imagining that I'm able to create what I want, I'm able to get land, have a farm, do all this stuff, and then somebody else who's supposed to be in my circle is like, "Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure?" All the time. It's it's like healing whilst you're literally getting shot. Like, it's only gonna last you so long. So you gotta start cleaning up. You gotta start sweeping, getting the cobwebs out of there, cause that's just gonna create more pests. So I'll stop this one here. And thanks for coming back. Thanks for seeing me again. I'm happy to talk to y'all again. That's it.